chest. I looked around in horror, placing my hands to hide my chest, but the room was empty. But how did this pouch get here? I wondered before taking the card with my shaking hands. My other hand still placed on my chest. I opened the letter and was shocked by the words. Hey, hello, welcome back, guys. We are back with a brand new chapter of our novel Obsession. Chapter number 16. Let's begin. The sunlight peeked in through the grey curtain, waking me from a beautiful sleep. I haven't slept like this in a while. I sat up on the bed and looked around the room to find that I was alone. Where is he? You don't need to know about his whereabouts. My mind retorted sharply. My heart and mind argued, but my mind won, shutting up my heart in second. Leaning against the headboard, I thought about yesterday's events. His voice rang in my ears like a broken tape recorder. You are right. I could have any other girl in the world with the amount of money and power I have. But do I want them? No, I don't want any of them because I have eyes only for you. And to answer your question, I don't know why I fall for you. I'm telling the truth. I seriously don't know why I'm so drawn to these beautiful brown eyes of yours. I don't know why every time I look at you, I have the urge to live a little longer with you by my side. Every time I see your tears, I want to burn this whole damn world until you are happy. And knowing the reason for your tears is me makes me want to kill myself. Tell me why I'm feeling all these things when I have never felt anything like this in the past 30 years of my life. What can I answer him about this? Even I don't know what's happening with me. My mind and heart are fighting against the new emotions I'm feeling within myself. I even doubt if I am the same Eva anymore. She never fought for herself. But this Eva is different. She's ready to fight for herself. And all this is happening because of that blue eyed man. I told him that I would give him 6 months. But am I really ready to experience whatever he has in store for me? Am I really ready to take in whatever's coming my way? Did I do the right thing by giving him a chance? Does he really deserve a chance? There are so many questions inside me for which I am unable to find the answers. But I have decided that for once I'm going to listen to my heart. My mind is screaming at me to not take this decision, but my heart is winning over my mind. Slowly, I got off the bed and walked toward the big room attached to the bathroom. It is a walk in closet with the same color theme as the bedroom. The majority of this place is filled with all kinds of ladies' clothes, accessories, sandals, and many other things. Credit goes to Angelina, who wanted to make this room mine rather than her own brother's. She believed it would be a good punishment for him as he had never shared anything with others. So I thought, why not? I looked at the corner of the closet where his clothes were placed. I frowned seeing that the majority of his clothes were black. I had the urge to remove all these black clothes and replace them with colorful ones. But I stopped myself because it wasn't something I should be bothered about. Turning around, I walked toward the area where most of the Indian wares were arranged, from light to dark shades of each color. My eyes jumped through the different colors of saris, and an off white color sari caught my attention. I had never worn something light colored, as my mother didn't approve of it, saying it would make me look more dull than I already am. I cannot blame her because she was right. But I loved soft colors rather than dark colors. Every time Mathili selected a dress for me, she opted for red as it is my comfort color. There was a time when I chose the dresses for myself, but after receiving too many comments about how the colors I chose made me look, I lost the confidence to choose a dress for myself. I stroked the smooth fabric of the sari with my hands and felt how soft the fabric was against my skin. The color of the sari and the color of my skin contrasted each other, bringing back a bitter memory of how I made a fool of myself. Flashback. It was the day of our farewell in 10th standard, and like every other girl, I wanted to look pretty on this special day. Even though I didn't have any friends other than Aina and the good memories with her, I wanted my farewell day to be special for me. When I got ready in an ivory colored sari and admired myself in front of the mirror, my 15-year-old self didn't know how special this day was going to become. Dee, are you comfortable in this sari? Try the red one, Natalie said as she finished arranging the hair clip on my head. I always wear red. I really like this color, I said, turning toward her with a big smile on my face. As you wish, she said, smiling. That's when we heard a whistle coming from the doorstep of my room. We turned only to see a beautiful looking Aina standing there, wearing a yellow sari that suited her perfectly. Hi, Mary. John, you are going to steal everyone's dress away today, she said, coming towards me, making me blush at her comment. I can never get used to her flirty comments. You look very beautiful, Ina, I said while properly looking at her. Not more than you, she replied, taking the kajal stick from the vanity table and placing it behind my ear. Now hurry up, we are getting late, she said, taking my purse from the table before dragging me outside my room. On the way out, I saw my mother giving the morning tea to my father, who was enjoying his newspaper reading time. Typical Indian father. You are wearing this sari, Eva. You should have worn the red one. It would look better, my mother said, giving me a disapproving look, making my face fall. Auntie, my Eva looks like an angel, and we are getting late, so we'll leave, Aina said before my mother could say anything and dragged me out. Ina, I called, and she stopped walking and turned to look at me questioningly. Should I change? I asked nervously. Why would you change? You look beautiful. And anyway, you look best in the clothes you love, she said, squeezing my palm and smiling at me gently, which I returned. She is the gem of my life, and no one can take her place. Now come on, we have to enjoy a lot, she said excitedly, and I nodded in approval. I didn't have as much fun as we expected because no one was interested in talking to me. I looked at the front as many of my fellow classmates and batchmates danced as couples. Aina smiled at me as she danced with one of her classmates who asked her for a dance. She was refusing, knowing I would have to sit along, but I convinced her to accept his offer, and she reluctantly went with him. The couple dance started 10 minutes ago, and not a single boy asked me to dance. I tried to control the tears that brimmed in my eyes. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a hand appeared in front of me. I looked up and found my best friend smiling at me. Can I have a dance with the most beautiful girl here? she asked dramatically, and I chuckled at her act before placing my hand in hers. She led me to the center, and we swayed together, talking and chuckling, which made everyone look at us weirdly. But my whole body stopped when I heard a comment from a girl dancing beside her. She looks like a dark chocolate covered with a white wrapper, the girl said jokingly, making her partner laugh out loud, catching the attention of almost everyone. You are right. She does look like that, the boy said, laughing and sharing the joke with everyone, who also laughed with him. I tried my best to stop the tear that brimmed in my eyes, but a stubborn tear made its way out. But a sudden sound from the other side caught my attention, only to see an angry Aina standing in front of the boy and girl, who were now laying on the floor. Don't dare talk about her like that, or I'll break your nose, she said angrily before coming towards me and wiping my tears. We didn't stay at the party any longer and went to my room. On the way, Aina tried to talk to me, but I was silent, controlling myself from crying in front of her. As soon as I reached home, I went inside my room and locked the door. I heard loud banging, but I refused to talk. Aina was stubborn. She didn't leave, and my mother inquired about what happened. Aina explained what happened at the party, and my mother's words only broke me more. We can't blame them. They are right. That color made her look more dull. She should wear colors that suit her skin tone. People will always talk, but she shouldn't take it to heart, I heard her say to Aina before leaving, not even bothering to check on me. Flashback ends. My mother didn't know how her words broke the self confidence of a 15-year-old me. Shaking my head at the hurtful thoughts, I decided to wear the sari. Placing it neatly on the bed, I went to shower with the blouse and underskirt, making sure to lock the door from inside. After a relaxing shower, I entered the room while wiping my wet hair with a towel. Washing my long hair was a difficult, but I was used to it. I went to take the sari from the bed only to be surprised by a small black pouch on top of it and a card beside it. I looked around in horror, placing my hands to hide my chest, but the room was empty. But how did this pouch get here? I wondered before taking the card with my shaking hands. My other hand still placed on my chest. I opened the letter and was shocked by the words. Hey, Mrs. Ashwin, as I said before, I'm going to do everything you want to gain your forgiveness. I know this will never be able to match the beauty you hold, but still, I hope this will increase your beauty by your husband. I didn't know what to feel after reading this, so I placed the letter on the bed, picked up the pouch, and opened it, only to be shocked again by a beautiful pair of anklets inside. I took them out of the pouch and admired how beautiful they were. Compared to what he said, it's the most beautiful pair of jewelry I have ever seen. And he really says that I'm more beautiful than these anklets? Butterflies started to dance inside my belly as I realized his words. I couldn't help but blush at the thought. Are you going to forgive him this easily by hearing his sweet talks, Eva? My mind asked, making me reconsider my decision. I placed the anklets back in the pouch, set it on the bed, and picked up the sari to wear it. Here, chapter number 16 ends, and we will meet tomorrow again with a brand new chapter. Till then, like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye.